Welcome into the Great Park here in Irvine on this Tuesday night. It's game number 23 for the OC Riptide, and it's going to be a good one. The Riptide take on the San Diego Waves as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at Great Park. Great to be with you, everybody. Aiden Pham alongside Colin Costigan, excuse me. Well, this is a Waves team that you can't overlook because they're red hot here, Colin.
Absolutely. You look at the record just in CCL play. We know they've been doing a lot of WBA action. They were in Alaska just a couple weeks ago, but they just absolutely dominated the Barons on the 28th. And then before that, even they had an 8-6 victory against the top dogs in Santa Barbara.
Going to be a good matchup, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the San Diego Waves tonight. It starts with Kareem Arusovic in right field leading things off. Tyler Wick bats second at short. Theo Kim is the DH. He's batting third. David Virgil de Dios, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Mikey Valdivia bats fifth at third base. Sam Tucci hitting sixth in left. Caden Anderson, second baseman, batting seventh. Andreas Nilsson hits eighth at first base. And John Yucatil in center rounds out the lineup today for the Waves. Defense for the Riptide goes Montgomery in left, Rogowski in center, Jarrett Sable out there in right field. Infield goes Nunez at third base. Brock Fodes makes his Riptide debut at shortstop. Connor Barth starting at second base as usual. And Alonzo Reyes, the first baseman, also making his Riptide debut. Sean Romero is the catcher for the starting pitcher, Tommy McGuire, making his fifth start of the year. It's that point in the summer where you got guys who are leaving because they're first half of the summer guys, and you also got new guys coming in, and we're seeing that effect tonight. Two new infielders tonight for the Riptide, Colin.
Absolutely. You look at it, you have Folds over at short and then Alonzo Reyes over at first base. Reyes going to have some big shoes to fill, and then Justin Tiller. But Brock Folds as well, he's going to be over at short. It's going to be tested fairly soon. It's a Waves team, like we've talked about, that has a very potent lineup. Do not let the record and limited action fool you. This is a team that has already upset some top dogs in this CCL.
Kareem Arusovic leads off the ball game for the Waves. The lefty faces the righty, McGuire. First pitch from McGuire is a strike, and we're underway here in Irvine. 7:03 is the first pitch, an 0-1 count. It's the San Diego Waves and the OC Riptide. Orange County enters tonight 14-7. Waves are 3-4 in CCL play, but they've played plenty of baseball games this summer. 0-1 is low and away. A ball and one strike. Waves were 1-4 to start CCL play, but like Colin, you mentioned, they won their last two. An upset win in Santa Barbara and absolutely dominated against the Barons back on Sunday. 1-1 is outside. It's a 2-1 count against Arusovic.
Yeah, it's very interesting you talk about that as well. They've kind of played all over. They played the Alaskan Gold Panthers just a couple weeks ago. They've been playing the San Diego Stars, a couple other teams in the WBA action. They've kind of been all over the place, but that experience helped them greatly this past week.
Wave and a miss through the 2-1 offering from Tommy McGuire. 2-2 the count. Arusovic leads the Waves off. He's hitting .447 with 13 RBI on the year. Had a huge day on Sunday against the Barons. Was 3 for 5, 2 singles, and a triple. Looking to start this one off good for the Waves. Pokes a 2-2 on the left side. Brock Folds makes his Riptide debut, the shortstop, and he makes the play at first to retire Arusovic.
It's a very potent bat to get out right away, and we were just talking about how some of these new guys are going to be tested right away, and sure enough, and Brock Folds over there played it nicely. It's obviously a routine play for him, but nonetheless, still nice to be able to fire it over.
One away in the first inning. Up comes Tyler Wick. A late arrival for the Waves this summer, just his 6th game played. Big swing and a miss through the first offering from McGuire. 0-1 the count against the righty Wick, who spent this past season at Oregon. He didn't play there, and now he's currently in the transfer portal. Off to a really good start to the summer, though. .400 batting average, already 7 RBI in 5 games. Another swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Tommy McGuire looks for out number 2 of this first inning. He's set with the glove in front of his belt. Kicks and deals. Misses low. A nice stop from Romero, the catcher. 1-2. Tommy McGuire recently committed to Washington. Big congratulations to him. He's had a good summer with the Riptide. Been their Tuesday night starter. Comes into tonight. 2.70 ERA in 10 innings of work. Here's his 1-2. Sails up and inside, evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, we know that cutter has been working really well for him. That's easily his put-away pitch. You saw the slider kind of pop out of his hand. We know he was working on the 2-seam coming into this season as well, so expect that. But it went his longest outing exactly 1 week ago against this very Waves team. Went 4 shutout innings, allowed just 1 hit and 3 walks.
His 2-2 is in the air towards first base, racing over Alonso Reyes. And he makes the catch in foul territory to retire Wick.
How about that? The 2 new infielders already flashing the leather right there. That one was a nice little basket catch. Alonso Reyes, not sure exactly how he wanted to catch that one, but nonetheless, it's an out.
Gets the job done, that's for sure. Here's Theo Kim, only switch hitter in this lineup for the Waves. Batting left-handed against the righty McGuire. It's 6 lefties, 2 righties, and a switch hitter in Theo Kim today for the Waves. 2 outs, first pitch from McGuire. Slapped into the net, foul, 0-1. You mentioned that start against the Waves just a week ago for McGuire. It was a win for him. Those 4 shutout innings. He's been a reliable arm all year for the Riptide, that's for sure. Theo Kim plays his college ball nearby at UC Irvine. He's up for the first time tonight. Takes low and away, 1-1.
Yeah, you had one anteater making a nice play over there at first base and another one at the dish. And Theo Kim, didn't get as much time there in his sophomore season at UCI, but he's been a very good bat. I know he's been struggling of late, but the Riptide remember him very well for the performance he put up in their first meeting back on the 7th.
That was a 1-for-3 day from him. 1-1 sails low and away. It's a 2-1 count. Theo Kim this summer is hitting 1-for-7 against the Riptide. He was 0-for-4 last time they played last Tuesday, but it was a really good first outing for him on June the 7th when he was 1-for-3 with 3 RBI. Here he is with a 2-1 count and 2 outs in the top of the first. Pitch. Bounced towards the Waves dugout. It's a 2-2 count. 280 batting average, 10th start of the summer for Theo Kim. Does have 2 homers. Riptide obviously 2-0 against the Waves this summer. They won that first meeting 8-6. And last Tuesday, a 5-0 win, the second shutout for the Riptide this summer. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. McGuire steps off. Theo Kim steps out, a couple practice swings. Played 16 games, made 6 starts this season for UC Irvine. He hit 208 there. He's hitting 280 with the Waves. 2-2. Sent foul up towards the on-deck circle. Redo 2-2 once again. Well, this is a Waves team that has found themselves trailing early, but they have been able to rally late in games, and that's the reason why they've got an upset win against Santa Barbara, and then last night was just a complete ball game, or Sunday night was a complete ball game. 16-2, the Waves beat MLB Academy as Theo Kim takes strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tommy McGuire in the first bottom of this inning. Coming up next, we'll introduce you to the Riptide lineup when we come back. Welcome back. Bottom of the first. Here's the Riptide lineup put together by manager Brian Evans. Trajan Rogalski leads it off. In center field, Brock Folds making his Riptide debut once again. The shortstop batting second. Jarrett Sabo in right bats third. Alonzo Reyes is the cleanup hitter. Connor Barth at second base hitting fifth. Zach Woodson hits sixth, the designated hitter. Sean Romero does the catching, batting seventh. Shayla Nunez hits 8 at third base, and Reed Montgomery in left bats ninth for the Riptide. Defense for the Waves goes Tucci in left, Yucatil in center, Rusevic is in right. At third base, Valdivia Wick is the shortstop, Caden Anderson over at second base, and Andreas Nilsson, the first baseman. Virgil De Dios does the catching, and the pitcher is Brandon Bowler, the lefty for San Diego. So Brandon Bowler starts his day against Trajan Rogalski. Some good news for Rogalski earlier today. We'll mention that in just a moment as he takes ball number 1 from Bowler. Lefty on righty matchup. The good news was Trajan Rogalski was announced as a CCL All-Star. So big congratulations to him. 1-0 misses the zone. It's a 2-0 count against Rogalski. 4 Riptide players were selected to the CCL All-Star game. That'll be on July 4th up in Reno, Nevada. Lined into the glove of a leaping Anderson at second base. What a play for out number 1.
Nice play over there from Anderson. For the Riptide, when they were last here on Sunday, of course, they gave John Arnold a tough time over at second base, but so far this one, Caden Anderson, first action he sees, makes a nice little jump, times it perfectly for out number 1.
Brings up Brock Folds, and he takes strike number 1 in his first at-bat as a Riptide. Had a really good freshman year at Mount San Antonio College, Mount Sac. Sends the ball out towards left center, dropping quickly, but racing in Arusevic, the right fielder, makes the catch. Nice range there from Arusevic to cover some ground. It's 2 quick outs for Brandon Bowler. And here's Jarrett Sabo, another All-Star for the Riptide. So the All-Stars are Trajan Rogalski, Jarrett Sabo, Jake Valenzuela, and Dylan Orr. So 2 outfielders and 2 pitchers for the Riptide in the All-Star game. Smashes this baseball out towards right center. Yucatil drifts over and makes the catch. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Bowler, and we're headed towards the second, scoreless in Irvine. Top of the second inning. No score between the Waves and the Riptide. This half inning is brought to you by Chick-fil-A in the Woodbury Town Center. Here's David Virgil de Dios, the catcher, to begin this second inning for San Diego. Tommy McGuire out there for a second inning of work. Misses low. 1-0 count against the righty. Virgil de Dios looking for his first hit of the summer against the Riptide. He's 0 for 4 when facing Orange County. 1-0. Check swing, appeal down at first, didn't go around. It's a 2-0 count. Our umpire crew today, it's Dion Fenderson, the home plate umpire, Chris Maher at first, and Oscar Carrillo is the third base umpire. 2-0 count, no outs, top of the second. No score between the Riptide and the Waves. Here's the pitch from McGuire. Misses inside for ball 3. .250 batting average in his 10th game of the summer, Virgil de Dios. Right now he looks to lead off this second inning by getting aboard for the Waves and being their first base runner. There's a strike from McGuire. It's a 3-1 count against Virgil de Dios out of Saddleback College. Had 2 home runs there this past season. He actually spent his freshman year at Hawaii before transferring to the JUCO level. Here he is with the San Diego Waves this summer. Check swing on the 3-1 pitch, didn't go around. It's ball number 4 and a walk to Virgil de Dios.
Just the 4th walk this season for Tommy McGuire, and command was really an issue early on for him in his first 2 outings, especially in his first road outing when he was up at Arroyo Seco. Hasn't really issued too many free passes. It was more so the wild pitches that came back to get him, but chatting with him earlier today, said just because of the amount of arms they have, he's just going 2 innings here today.
So we expect it to be his last inning of work as a fly ball sent out towards center field. Backtracking goes Rogalski, and he makes the catch. That's 1 away here in the second.
Yeah, and for Tommy McGuire, also found out too, this will be the first of 3 outings that he has left with the Riptide this summer. It's been a terrific 3 summers now here with the Orange County Riptide.
McGuire, always a fun guy to talk to. Super polite, super generous, and always insightful. Here's Sam Tucci, the left fielder. One of 6 lefties in the lineup today for the Waves. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up high in the air towards third base. Slater Nunez maneuvers and tracks it down. Nice job to work with a cloudy sky here in Irvine tonight for out number 2.
Yeah, so far both pitchers making quick work. They're finding their zones and getting a lot of the batters to kind of get jammed up a little bit. Really the only one we've seen that absolutely been corked was from Sable, and just hit the ball a little too well. Had a lot of top spin to keep it in the air for as long as it did.
Up comes Caden Anderson, the second baseman. Had a big day against the Barons on Sunday. Runner on first for him is Virgil de Dios, who was walked. Pitch bounces low. Romero able to pick it up before Virgil de Dios budges on first base. Against the Barons, Caden Anderson was 2 for 4, a single and a double. Scored a run, had an RBI, and struck out once. Against the Riptide this summer, he's 2 for 6. 2 bouts, 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Fires it in for strike number 1. 1-1 to count against Caden Anderson. Tommy McGuire looks for out number 3 of this inning. You mentioned, Colin, that he's only going to go 2 innings today for the Riptide, so looking for that final out. Lifted in the air, out towards shallow right field, working in. Sabo, it drops. That's a base hit for Caden Anderson. Oh, he gets caught up at first. The throw over there, he slides back safely. Looked like he was thinking about going for second for a moment. Ends up retreating back to first, and the Riptide almost got him out. He's safe, though, and with 2 outs, there's runners on the corners.
Yeah, it's very fitting that that would be the first hit of the game. Both pitchers been making quick work. And you actually saw the cutter that time from McGuire, it looked like, from our vantage point. Kind of went on the outer half, caught a little bit too much of the plate on that one. He was able to get the end of the bat on it, but nonetheless, the Waves have a little two-out rally brewing.
So it's Anderson on first. Virgil de Dios is the runner on third with 2 outs in the top of the second. Waves want to score first against the Riptide tonight. Nilsson swings and misses through the first pitch for strike number 1.
Would be a risk to try to send Anderson with 2 outs, obviously, but he is a guy who made quick work on the base paths at Iowa Western. It was 7 for 8 in stolen base attempts this past season up there.
1 steal this summer with the Waves. Definitely is a speedy guy, though. 0-1 home. Big hack and a miss. 0-2 the count, and Tommy McGuire is 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning and pitching 2 scoreless frames.
It's been a tough go for Nielsen, especially in the CCL action of late. This is his 8th CCL game. He's 0 for 9 with 4 Ks across his last 3 games in CCL action.
0-2 to him, he takes, and it's low and away for a 1-2 count. Nilsson, his best game by far in the CCL was against the Riptide on June 7th. 3 for 3 day, 2 singles and a double. He scored a run, had an RBI, and he also stole a bag. So looking for some more success this summer when facing Orange County. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout from Tommy McGuire to get out of bottom of the second inning. This half inning is brought to you by First Class Pizza in the Woodbury Town Center. Alonzo Reyes leads off the second for the Riptide against Brandon Bowler, the lefty. He takes the first pitch for ball number 1. We apologize for any technical difficulties that happened. 1-1 count against Alonzo Reyes. Just to recap that top of the second inning, it was runners on first and third for the Waves, and Andreas Nilsson, the batter, struck out. So it's been 2 scoreless innings of work for the starter Tommy McGuire. Here we are in the bottom of 2, no score, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count against Alonzo Reyes. A chance to strike first for the Riptide. He waves and misses through the 1-2. Nice pitch from Bowler, and that's out number 1 of the second.
Yeah, just challenged him right there. We've seen that a couple times when left-handers have made their way over towards the OC Great Park this season. Guys like Sable, even when Tiller was here, struggled with that high-end and fastball just because it's easily the hardest quadrant to hit, especially for a lefty-lefty matchup. They always say the hardest pitch to hit is a located fastball.
Here's Connor Barth, the second baseman, right-handed batter. Swings at the first pitch. A bouncer to second. Anderson has it. He delivers to first. And that's 2 quick outs once again for Bowler in the second inning. We saw him make quick work of the top of the order for the Riptide in the first.
Yeah, he's just been challenging guys right away, and he's been getting the Riptide to bite. Usually the Riptide have been pretty good at trying to work the count. They have kind of thrived off of that pretty much all season when you think about it.
Lefty Zach Woodson takes a strike on the outside corner. Woodson had a good week last week. He entered the week batting below the Mendoza line. He finished the week hitting now .244 on the season. So it was a productive couple of games for him, and he's down in the count 0-2. Bowler looks for his second strikeout of the night. Righty fires. It's low, 1-2. Against the Waves this summer, Zach Woodson 3 for 8. He's got an RBI, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. One, 2 to him. He chases and comes up empty. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Brandon Bowler. We're headed towards the third, scoreless at Great Park. This half inning is brought to you by FanSaves. It's the top of the third, the Riptide and Waves on a Tuesday night. Aiden Pham alongside Colin Costigan with you. No score as John Yucatil, Kareem Arusovic, and Tyler Wick due up in this inning. 9, 1, and 2 for San Diego. Lefty Yucatil takes a pitch that paints the inside edge of the zone for strike number 1. Well, I apologize for misleading everybody. Tommy McGuire is not pitching only 2 innings tonight. He's out there for a 3rd inning of work.
Yes, I was told pregame from him that he would only be going 2 innings just because of the amount of new arm pieces that they have. They're not on the hot list yet, but McGuire made such quick work that they rewarded him with a 3rd inning.
And he's quickly ahead in the count 0-2 against John Yucatil. That's always good though, right? Your outing's so good that, hey, you can go another inning. That's efficiency right there.
Yeah, he was at 30 pitches coming into this inning, now obviously at 32, but he's just been getting ahead of him.
0-2. Missed low. It's a 1-2 count against Yucatil, who's hitting .217 this summer. Against Orange County, he's 2 for 5, so has had some good games when playing here in Irvine against the Riptide. Was 0 for 2 against the Barons on Sunday. A 16-2 win for the Waves against a really good Barons team. 1-2 home, hard hit ground ball to second, scooped up by Barth, fires to first, and that's the out of John Yucatil. We've seen this summer the Riptide have some trouble facing the MLB Academy Barons. So for a 16-2 win against them from the Waves, that's got to be really impressive.
Well, you're definitely seeing it from the rotational side right now. You look at what Bowler was able to do, doing exactly what McGuire is doing, attacking hitters early, not afraid to challenge them, especially in a very pitchers-friendly park. And so far, they've both been rewarded.
First offering to Arusovic, sails outside. It's a 1-0 count. San Diego Mesa College was where Arusovic spent this past season. He's up for the second time. He grounded out to short in the first. Lefty awaits the 1-0 from McGuire. Here it is. He check swings, went around. It's a 1-1 count.
Boy, what a hot three-game stretch in the CCL for Arusovic as well. 7 for 13 with 7 RBIs. When you're averaging an RBI per game, that's pretty darn good.
Just excellent work from Arusovic. Waves team looking for their first win of the summer against the Riptide. 2-0 is in there for strike 2.
And my quick math skills actually was selling him a little bit short. Obviously, you look at that, averaging over 2 RBIs over these last 3 games, but on the season, just a little bit over 1 per game. So I was right with that.
So he's better than you thought?
Yes, even more.
Okay. Hitting .447 this summer, and he swings and misses for strike number 3. It's the third punch out of the night for Tommy McGuire, and what a start he's having.
He's been mixing the pitches very well right there. That one looked like the slider kind of popped out of his hand and had him way out in front of that one. It's going to be crucial, especially to some left-handers in this lineup, of course.
Brings up Tyler Wick, who popped one up to first base the last time he was up. 2 outs, pitch from McGuire. Tapped back into the screening, 0-1. Orange County last played on Sunday. They go on 6-1 against the Philippines. That was a game where the Riptide trailed 1-0 early, but the bats got going at the right time. Orange County now 14-7 on the year. 0-1. Missed. It's a 1-1 count. The Riptide 3-3 last week. It was an up and down roller coaster of a week, but they finished on a high note and looking to start this week 1-0 against the Waves. Righty on righty matchup between Wick and McGuire. Off speed, low and inside.
Yeah, Tuesday has been a great day for Orange County throughout the season. It was a tone setter against the Waves last week. Obviously, you mentioned that it was up and down for them, but it was a 4-0 record on Tuesday games so far this season.
So the Riptide looking to continue their undefeated streak of winning on Tuesday. A hack and a miss from Tyler Wick makes it a 2-2 count with 2 outs in this third inning.
And you think about tone setting, it's always been Tommy McGuire, the primary Tuesday arm. For a lot of collegiate guys, that would be like the Friday night arm equivalent, and he's been that for the Riptide.
Good start for him so far. He looks for the third out of this inning. 2-2. Pitch is inside, and the count is full against Tyler Wick. 1 hit already tonight for the Waves. That was by Caden Anderson in the second. Black batting gloves on tonight for Tyler Wick. Wood bat in his hands. He awaits the payoff. Lined up the middle in a center field for a base hit. Tyler Wick, a good AB, and he gets rewarded with a single.
That was a nice comebacker right there from Tyler Wick. Barreled that one up and timed it up perfectly. McGuire had to really get out of the way of that one. Had to use all 6'5" of his frame to get down.
So with 2 outs, the Waves have a runner on first, Tyler Wick, after his knock. Here's Theo Kim, who struck out looking against McGuire in the first. Switch hitter, he's hitting left. He takes strike 1.
As if McGuire wasn't already impressive enough, kind of learned from him that he can play any brass instrument as well.
That's impressive. I can't play any instruments.
I was a trumpet player in high school, but did not venture to try anything else, and talked with him. He could really do everything. He was a trumpet player, baritone player, could also play the tuba, could pretty much do everything.
That's impressive, actually. 0-1 the count against Theo Kim. Pitch is swung on and missed. Tyler Wick over there on first base. No steals this summer. He didn't play at Oregon this past season. 0-2 count against Theo Kim. Tommy McGuire with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning in a scoreless ball game. He's already struck out 3 tonight. 0-2. Fouled off on the left side. Read you 0-2.
Yeah, Kim is another one of those guys that's just really hard to put away. You look at it in CCL play, had 3 walks this season, all against the Saints earlier on. But for the most part, he's been doing a good job of just trying to put the ball in play. You look at what he played against the Riptide last week on the 23rd, was 0 for 4 in that game, but didn't strike out.
He's already struck out once tonight, and he faces an 0-2 count against McGuire. The pitch. Missed outside 1-2. So he's now 1 for 8 against the Riptide this summer. First season with the Waves. He spent last year in the West Coast League. Kim takes his lead off of first. Being held on there by Alonso Reyes. 1-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. It's dropped by Romero. He picks it up and delivers over to first base to retire Kim. Good start from Tommy McGuire. No score. We're headed towards the bottom of the 3rd. This half inning is brought to you by Marucci, the official outfitter of the OC Riptide. Welcome back here to Great Park. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score between the Riptide and the Waves on this Tuesday night. Here's Sean Romero to lead off the inning. Brandon Bowler is out there for another inning of work. Grant Mayu, or rather Andrew Ramos, first base coach for the Riptide, trots out there. 0-1 is lined in the air towards right field. It drops, rolls towards Arusovic, and it's a leadoff single for Sean Romero here in the 3rd inning.
Sean Romero, first time batting 7th in the order here this season, and lines one through the right side.
Brings up Slater Nunez. Pokes it right in front of the plate, and Valdivia bobbled it for a moment, and as a result, Slater Nunez reaches first safely. Sean Romero shifts over to second. And just like that, 2 hits for the Riptide. It's runners on first and second here with no outs.
And Nunez obviously with the intention of just trying to move Romero over and get rid of the double play, but found himself laying it down nicely. It was a very tough play for Valdivia over in the hot corner. Couldn't barehand it, and as a result, the Riptide have the go-ahead run in scoring position now.
This is the guy you want up with runners in scoring position, with Romero on second. Reed Montgomery had a monster week for the Riptide. He's coming off back-to-back multi-hit games. Had 2 hits against the Philippines on Sunday. Here he is with no outs, 2 runners on. The lefty takes ball number 1. Feels like it's been back-to-back really good weeks for Reed Montgomery. Up for the first time today. A look at second for Bowler. His pitch home. Montgomery swings and misses through a breaking ball. It's 1-1. He went 6 for 13. That's a .462 batting average with 6 RBI, 5 extra base hits, and 2 runs scored in 4 games last week.
Been on an unreal tear. He's had 6 doubles in 6 games on top of that.
1-1 of him. Drills it on the left side, foul. 1-2 the count. Had 3 hits against the Oaks on Friday, 2 against the Philippines, and here he is on Tuesday against the Waves. 1 for 2 with a double against them this summer. Nunez on first, and Romero's on second. Pitch home. Called strike 3. Way to retire a really good hitter for Brandon Bowler. So Montgomery's out, and that's 1 away in the 3rd.
Yeah, had him frozen on that one right there. You've seen both pitchers not afraid to challenge the hitters, especially when they face some adversity. You saw that back in the 2nd inning from Tommy McGuire, and you see it now in the bottom of the 3rd here for Bowler.
Top of the order with Trajan Rogowski is up. Lefty gets set, kicks and deals. Low and outside for ball number 1 against Rogowski, who lined one to second base in the 1st. Rogowski last played on Saturday when he was 0 for 4 against the Oaks. 1-0. He takes, it's a strike, 1-1. Riptide facing the Waves tonight. They will take on the Philippines tomorrow. Conejo on Thursday before the All-Star break. 1-1 drops low, 2-1 count. Well, I mentioned it earlier in the 1st inning, but Brandon Bowler was so excellent we didn't really get a chance to elaborate on it. But Trajan Rogowski is a CCL All-Star, and deservingly so. What a summer he's had for the Riptide. Two-1. Misses upstairs, 3-1 count.
Yeah, you talk about it, obviously, now in his 15th game here. Quickly settled in once he was able to kind of be a consistent part of the lineup. He's been patrolling out in center field. He's made a lot of really nice plays out there. He also was tied with Dolan for the team lead in steals. He's been all over the place when he's been in the lineup.
3-1 of him. And he takes high for ball 4. Bases are loaded for the Riptide here in the 3rd with 1 out. A chance to do some damage early in this ball game for Orange County. No score. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. The Riptide have the bases juiced with 1 away for Brock Folds. Lefty on righty. Off speed in the zone for strike 1. Folds flew out to right in the 1st inning. He's looking to record his first hit of the summer as a Riptide, and what a time it would be. Bowler Bowler misses the zone, 1-1.
Yeah, obviously in a situation like this, you don't have to do too much if you're Folds as well. You just have to try to put the ball in play. Obviously, the double play is still in order, but obviously his mindset is just to try to get that runner in from third.
2 home runs, 21 RBI this past season. Sends it foul down the third baseline, 1-2. Sean Romero led this inning off with a single. He's 90 feet from home on third. Slater Nunez also singled. He's on second. And moments ago, Rogowski was walked. That's how the bases were loaded. And here's Folds. Outside evens the count at 2-2. It's a good spot for the Riptide here. You got Brock Folds up. Jarrett Sable is in the on-deck circle, working with just 1 out on the board. Pitch from Bowler inside towards Folds. And the count is full. .389 batting average at Mount Sac for Folds this past spring.
It's a Riptide team that is just one of 4 teams with 100+ walks on the season, entering tonight with 102.
3-2. High pop-up in the infield, working over. It's Wick, the shortstop. He squeezes the glove, and that's out number 2 of this third inning.
Yeah, it's definitely one for Folds that he is going to want to have back. He still has a lot of time to really get himself meshed in with this team, but did work a good count. Just got underneath that one right there, but they're going to have to go to their all-star to try to get him on the board.
Quick pause as Omaha retreats the bat and does so successfully. Just had to say hi to the third base umpire for a moment there. Action continues. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the third for the Riptide. Here's Jarrett Sable, the lefty. Takes pitch number 1 for a ball.
That's a very good take right there from Sable. You saw the slider that Bowler has worked effectively. Goes low and away with that slider and then high and in with the fastball to lefties. And did its number on Sable. Obviously, he was able to put good wood on it last time, though.
Lines it into the glove of Anderson at second base, and the Riptide leave the bases loaded in the third. Still no score, top of 4 coming up next. Waves bats have Virgil de Dios, Valdivia, and Tucci when we come back. Top of the fourth, this half inning is brought to you by Richardson, the official headgear provider of the CCL. Chris Canavan's in the ballgame. He takes over for Tommy McGuire after 3 stellar innings. He starts his day against Virgil de Dios, the catcher. Lefty Canavan fires inside. Your batter tonight is Virgil de Dios. It's also $2 Tuesday at the ballpark, so some great deals all around. You and I both got $2 hot dogs pregame.
Actually, for us, it's discounted. Mine I got for $1
That's
singular
true.
dollar.
That's right. Yep. 1-0 missed the zone. It's a 2-0 count. Chris Canavan making his 7th appearance of the summer. Final line for Tommy McGuire, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Here's Canavan, the 2-0. Popped up over the press box. 2-1.
Yeah, an absolute impressive outing for McGuire. Season high in Ks with 4. Had 3 his last time where he went 4 innings. But Canavan is one of those guys for the Riptide. He's the only true sidearm pitcher that they have. And you're going to see a lot of deception between the fastball and the slider. The slider has great two-plane action, and it has a near 15-mile-per-hour difference compared to his fastball.
And he delivers strike 2. 2-2 count. We had Reed Montgomery on the Chasing the Rip Current podcast yesterday. Was that you who asked him which pitcher he would least like to face? And he said Chris Canavan. Obviously, the lefty-on-lefty matchup would be difficult for Reed, but goes to show you how good Canavan is as he misses way outside for a 3-2 count.
Well, he did have a 1-2-3 6th inning when he faced the Waves last week on the 23rd. He had a pair of Ks in that one, too. So even though he's behind in the count right now, look for him to try to challenge a hitter right now.
3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, top of the fourth. Virgil de Dios, the batter up against Chris Canavan. Pitch inside, ball 4, and a leadoff walk to Virgil de Dios.
Virgil de Dios now really making it difficult for the Riptide Arms. It's his 2nd walk now.
Riptide walked just 2 batters on Sunday against the Philippines. That's already the 2nd walk of the night against the Waves. See if San Diego can cash in on it. Here's Mikey Valdivia. Canavan finds strike number 1, 0-1. Valdivia popped it up into center field when he was last up, and that was back in the 2nd inning. Runner on first, Virgil de Dios. He's been walked twice tonight. Now it's Valdivia's turn. Bloops hit towards short, folds an easy grab for out number 1.
That was a good pitch right there. Kind of just got him jammed out in front of that one, and it's a nice little cue shot, easy for Folds to put away.
Sam Tucci 0 for 1 today, popped it up to third base, the lefty. Pitch from Canavan. Misses outside. A 1-0 count. Canavan out of San Diego State. He's been with the Aztecs for all 3 seasons of his collegiate career. Made 5 appearances there, a 9 ERA in 3 innings of work. So far this year, a 4.50 ERA in 6 innings pitched for Chris Canavan. His 1-0 is taken by Tucci for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count with 1 out. We're in the top of the 4th. No score between the Riptide and the Waves. San Diego does have a runner on first. That's Virgil de Dios, who was walked. 1-1. Waves and misses 1-2. Chris Canavan enters tonight with 5 strikeouts. He's looking for his first tonight against the Waves. Lefty leans back and forth in that left-handed batter's box, awaiting the 1-2 from Canavan. It misses into the opposite batter's box, 2-2.
Yeah, with Canavan, that's really been the only defect, is just having a little bit more command. Obviously, that was just the 4th walk he'd given up now in his 7th appearance with the Riptide, but sometimes with that side arm slot release that you have, it's hard to sometimes control the off-speed.
2-2 from Canavan. Called strike 3. He froze up Tucci, and that's 2 outs in the 4th. So nice work from Chris Canavan. And here's Caden Anderson, who has 1 of 2 hits tonight for the Waves. He singled in the 2nd. Righty is up against the lefty Canavan. First pitch to Anderson was a ball. It's a 1-0 count. Pitch mix for Chris Canavan. Fastball, slider, and changeup. You mentioned that sidearm delivery for him. Here's his 1-0. Big swing and a miss, 1-1.
That's the advantage to the sidearm delivery right there. That one caught a little bit more of the plate than Canavan would have liked, but right there, Anderson sitting heater the whole way and was way out in front of that just because of the difference in speeds.
Caden Anderson out of Iowa Western Community College. Catches the outside edge of the zone for a 1-2 count. Anderson at Iowa Western Community College this past season. Really good season. He was an all-region honorable mention as a freshman there. This year as a sophomore, he hit .329 with 8 home runs. .246 batting average with the Waves. Pitch missed the zone, 2-2.
Yeah, interesting matchup right here. You have a slower release and lower velo in Canavan. You have a guy at the dish who absolutely corks the baseball when he's able to get a hold of it. You mentioned the 8 homers, the all-region honorable mention, but kind of flies off that bat. He had a 100-mile-per-hour exit velocity this past season, so when he gets a hold of it, he sends it a long ways. 1
home run this season. He flares it foul over the Riptide bullpen. Count remains 2-2. 1 home run this summer with the Waves, 7 RBI. He's got a runner on first. That's Virgil de Dios, who was on via a walk. Top of the 4th, scoreless ball game. 2 outs, 2-2 count. Pitch. Sent foul on the right side towards the parking lot. So a long at bat here between Caden Anderson and Chris Canavan. See who comes out on top. Anderson, out of high school, was committed to play at Nebraska. He ended up choosing to go the JUCO route, so that's why he's been at Iowa Western for these past 2 seasons. He drills the 2-2 down the left field line, and it curls foul.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to have that one back. Absolutely barreled it. Was just out in front of that one right there and sent it way foul.
See if we can straighten it out. Caden Anderson. Home plate umpire Dion Fenderson gets some new baseballs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th. Waves a chance to score first against the Riptide. It's Virgil de Dios on first for Anderson. 2-2. Just missed outside, 3-2 count.
Very borderline right there, but Deion Henderson behind the plate said that one was just a little bit wide, and definitely see his point right there. That slider had good release on it. Almost tried to backdoor him right there, but not going to get the call.
Big pitch coming up, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Canavan gets set in front of the chest. Pitch is spoiled foul on the right side. Virgil de Dios got a jump. Everybody back to redo the 3-2 count. Three for 7 against the Riptide now. Anderson after that single in the second. Payoff pitch. He caught a piece of that pitch as he planted it foul off of home plate. Inning all started off with Virgil de Dios, who was walked. Valdivia lined one to short. Sam Tucci struck out looking. And here's Caden Anderson with 2 outs. It's been a lengthy battle. Here's the 3-2. In the air, out towards left center. It's down for a base hit. Rounding first, headed for second goes Anderson. Stop sign put on at third for Virgil de Dios. Anderson was able to retreat back to first. So it's runners on the corners after the single. And what an at-bat. And in the end, Anderson comes through.
And definitely want to circle that one if you're the Riptide. For Trajan Rogowski, did a terrific job cutting that one off in the left center field gap. That one had some speed on it off of the bat. That was a terrific AB from Anderson, as he's done all season, just continuing to have these grinding ABs. And it paid off for him right there. But if that one's not cut off right away and he has to roll back a little bit to get it, it's a 1-0 ball game.
Nicely played by Trajan Rogowski. So 2 hits today for Anderson. Here's Nilsson. He takes a strike, 0-1. Riptide had the bases loaded in the bottom of the third, were unable to score any runs. Here's the Waves in the top of the 4th inning with runners on the corners. Nilsson struck out in his first at-bat in the second. The lefty smashes that baseball out towards right center, racing over Rogowski, and he's able to make the catch. Canavan works through the traffic on the base paths. No score from the Waves. We're headed towards the bottom of the 4th in a 0-0 ball game. The California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer is coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. Following the game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit calsummerball.com. Bottom of the 4th inning. Scoreless ball game between the Riptide and the Waves. 1-1 count against Alonzo Reyes. or rather it was a 1-2 count, and that pitch was called strike 3, so Reyes has struck out twice tonight.
Make that punch out number 4 for Bowler, and already his 4th inning of work now. He's just continued to locate his pitches well, and interestingly enough, he's had 2 of them via the backwards cane like we just saw right there from Reyes. He's been doing a good job of mixing it in and really messing up the timing of these Riptide bats.
Here's Connor Barth. Pitch from Bowler missed away, 1-0 count. Barth grounded out to second in the 2nd inning. 4th inning of work for Bowler here. Pitch drops in for a 1-1 count. It's been a really good start for Brandon Bowler, especially in that 3rd inning. The Riptide bases loaded, and Bowler was able to get out of the jam. Fly ball out towards right center. Working over there is the center fielder, Yucatil, and he makes the catch. That's 2 outs here in the 4th.
A few times the Riptide have really been able to barrel a ball. They've just gotten under it a little bit too much, which obviously they've been able to time it well, but just kind of the lack of consistency of really just trying to line the baseball. They're kind of not necessarily trying to swing for the fences, but they are really trying to get a hold of one. And the time of day, especially the weather with it being a cloudy day here, the ball does not travel well in the outfield.
Zach Woodson struck out in the 2nd. He drills that baseball in on right field. There's a hit for the Riptide. Here in the 4th, it comes via Zach Woodson. We mentioned his good week last week, and he's off to a good start this week.
I love when I reverse jinx kind of a trend in a game. I was just talking about how a lot of the Riptide bats are trying to really get under the ball, really trying to lift it. And sure enough, Zach Woodson just goes up there and lines it through the right side.
Some 2-out hitting for the Riptide. Here's Sean Romero. He recorded the first hit of the ball game for the Riptide when he was last up in the 3rd inning. He was left stranded on 3rd. 2 outs, runner on first for Romero. Pitch from Bowler. Swing and a foul ball down the 3rd baseline, 0-1.
Yeah, Romero's aggressive at the dish right now. Was not waiting around, and as we get into the middle stretch of the game, he definitely sensed that the Riptide batters are going to want to try to do the same.
0-1 to Romero. High pop-up out towards shallow right field. Arusovic works in, and he makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on for the Riptide. We're headed towards the top of 5 in Irvine tonight. This half inning is brought to you by Fairmont Schools in San Juan Capistrano. Top of the 5th inning, Aiden Pham alongside Colin Costigan, still looking for the first run of the night. The Waves hope it comes from them. John Yucatil starts this inning off against Sean York, the righty. His first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Final line on Chris Canavan: 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and no runs. So it's Sean York's time, his 5th appearance with the Riptide. 0-1 a Yucatil. Low and inside towards the feet. 1-1.
When you talk about Sean York, he really has had that Empire state of mind this season. Obviously, his 5th inning of work, or rather his 5th appearance through 5 innings, has only allowed 1 hit this season. You have to go all the way back to the 9th of this month against the Saints when he gave up a hit. That's it.
It's been a really good summer for him. His 1-1. Tapped back into the backstop foul. Count is 1-2. And has yet to allow a run in 5 innings pitched. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for Sean York.
Yeah, I think if you were to tell him that opponents would be hitting 59 against him at this point in the season, he would be very pleased with that.
He looks for out number 1 of the 5th inning. 1-2 the count. York strides and deals. Misses away, 2-2. Out of Citrus College, he's currently in the transfer portal. A 5.19 ERA in 34 2/3 innings pitched there. His 2-2. Fly ball to center field. Trajan Rogowski works back, and he's able to make the catch for out number 1.
That's now back-to-back flyouts to center field for the Waves, and it's just so hard to hit the ball here at night. That one was absolutely barreled, and Trajan had to go back a little bit. Ball did have some decent carry, but failed to even reach the warning track.
Yeah, it's tough to hit home runs, that's for sure, here at the Great Park. Lefty Arusovic is up. Swings and misses through the first pitch, 0-1. Arusovic 0 for 2 today. A ground out to short and a strikeout. He's recorded 1 hit against the Riptide this summer. Here's the 0-1 to him. He takes low and inside, 1-1. Sean York last pitched against the Bombers last Wednesday. He went 2 innings, 2 walks, a strikeout, and no runs. 1-1. Low and in once again, 2-1. York is not a stranger to playing in the CCL. He spent last summer with the San Luis Obispo Blues, playing in the CCL North. Now he's playing in the CCL South. 2-1. Squares up, pokes it towards third base. Charging is Nunez. He throws, reaching out. Reyes, not in time. Arusovic is safe on first, and that's another base runner tonight for the Waves.
Now, just the 2nd hit all season that York's allowed, and that would be the kind of way to go about it with how efficient he's been. A beautifully placed bunt right there from Arusovic, but obviously a tough play over there for Nunez. Made about as good of an effort as he could on the bare hand, and that was a bang-bang play. That was probably a tie, which of course would go to the runner.
So runner on first, Arusovic, and here's Wick. Throw over there to first, and he slides back head first safely. 4 steals with the Waves this summer for Arusovic. Had 5 at San Diego Mesa. Tyler Wick has 1 of 4 hits tonight for the Waves. He's up in a scoreless ball game, top of the 5th. Towering high pop up towards left field. Reed Montgomery all the way in from left, and he can't make the catch. It got away from him. And that was a tough play for Reed to make. all the way out in left, racing in. A sliding grab it would have been, but instead it's runners on first and second for the Waves. So it'll be an error on Reed Montgomery, the first of the game against the Riptide. Some traffic on the base paths here for Sean York in his first inning of work. Theo Kim slams that baseball back foul, 0-1.
Yeah, it's an incredibly tough play out there for Reed Montgomery, but because he was really able to get a lot of his glove on that one and kind of got a late jump, there was a little bit of miscommunication between Folds and him out there. Folds initially looked like he had a beat on it and then kind of gave way to Montgomery, who had to make a late stampede, but just couldn't get enough speed on there to really corral it.
1 out, 2 runners on, pitch home. Missed the zone, it's a 1-1 count. So Wick on first, Arusovic on second. Here's Theo Kim, 0 for 2 tonight. He's struck out twice so far. Kim takes the 1-1 outside, 2-1. When he played against the Riptide those first 2 times, he started at short. He's in the lineup tonight as the designated hitter. Good opportunity here for the Waves to score first against the Riptide. No score, top of the 5th. Wick on first, Arusovic on second, 2-1. Another high fly ball towards center field. Trajan Rogalski lost it and it drops. Around third comes Arusovic. Throw home, won't be in time, and sliding home Arusovic. And just like that, it's the Waves in front, 1-0.
We've talked about it before. The lights here at OC Great Park are a challenge. We saw it with the Oaks last week. We saw it with the Philippines a little bit, even in the day game on Sunday. But the Riptide kind of comes back to get him right there. Trajan, the moment that one was hit, didn't even have a clue of where the ball went. Initially looked like he might have had a beat on it, but immediately threw his hands in the air, and that dropped about 10 feet in front of him. So unfortunate break for York for his first earned run this season.
Virgil de Dios is up. Ball number 1 of him. He's reached twice today, Virgil de Dios has, both via walks. It's the Waves who strike first in Orange County tonight. 1-0 the lead in the top of the 5th. Still 1 out and 2 runners on for Virgil de Dios. Righty sends it back foul, 1-1.
And it does look like they changed a couple of rulings here for Arusovic earlier. We talked about that. For Theo Kim, it was ruled an error in center field. So that is going to be an unearned run, so still no earned runs on the year for Sean York.
So yeah, Tyler Wick single, Theo Kim reached via an error. Wick on second, Kim on first. Pitch to Virgil de Dios is in the dirt. Sean York, the pitcher in the game. His pitch gets by the catcher Romero. It rolls towards the backstop. Everybody moves station to station. It's runners both in scoring position for the Waves. Wick on third, Kim on second.
It's definitely been a half inning to forget for the Orange County Riptide, but it's been a combination of just some miscues and then obviously on the mound now having a little bit of command issues now for Sean York.
It's a 2-2 count against Virgil de Dios. Pitch. Fouled off once again. We've seen time and time again tonight Virgil de Dios have good at-bats, and that's why he's been walked twice. Right now he's up with a 2-2 count and 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position for San Diego, who's in front 1-0 against the Riptide in the top of the 5th. 2-2 missed low once again, and the count is full. Virgil de Dios trying to reach via a walk for the third time tonight.
Yeah, across his 4 previous CCL games, had 3 walks total. Been working the count efficiently here tonight.
York, the payoff pitch. Scorched foul down the left field line. Redo 3-2.
That was a heads-up play from Tyler Wick over there. Obviously, a little too close for comfort. Obviously, don't want to get hit by the ball on the base paths, be an automatic out for you.
Chris Canavan, who was in the game for the Riptide in the last inning, trots out there to retreat that foul ball. Wick on third, Kim on second for Virgil de Dios. 3-2. Bloop towards center field. Trajan Rogalski is able to track it down. Wick tags from third, throw offline, and that's a 2-0 lead for the Waves here in the top of the 5th.
Just doing a terrific job of playing small ball right now. Work a good count, work a good AB, and was able to barrel one just deep enough to center field. I think for the Riptide in that situation, Rogowski obviously just trying to throw home. It was a shorter field, but you potentially throw to the cutoff man right there. Could have been a lot closer. We saw Romero by the time he caught the ball up the line. Wick was still about a couple strides away from the plate.
Mikey Valdivia, the lefty, 0 for 2 tonight. Kim on second, 2 outs. Ball number 1. Waves have already scored 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. They're in front 2-0. Riptide want to find out number 3 and get the bats back up. 1-0. Right down the middle for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count against Valdivia, the third baseman. One for 9 against the Riptide, Valdivia. 1-1 from York, swung on and missed. Count is 1-2. Valdivia spent this past season at Iowa Western Community College. We've seen multiple guys on this Waves roster out of Iowa Western. Hit 286 there. He's hitting 281 with the Waves this summer. 1-2 from York. Sent foul on the left side. Rusevic singled in this inning. He came around to score. Tyler Wick also singled. He scored as well. Theo Kim reached via an error. He's on second. A sac fly from Virgil de Dios. And here's Valdivia, who takes the pitch inside for a 2-2 count. Pitch count definitely getting up there for Sean York in this first inning of work. 2-2. Check swing. He went around. Or it was called strike 3. It's a strikeout regardless. Out number 3 of this 5th inning. Waves able to strike for 2. It's a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Colin Costigan has play-by-play duties the rest of the way.
This half inning is brought to you by Rome Beer Company. Well, it is a 2-0 game for the San Diego Waves. They lead it over the Orange County Riptide. Going to be 8-9-1. Slater Nunez had a base hit back in the third inning. It's a 1-1 count now for the Orange County Riptide. If they want to try to come back in this one, they'll have to do so. They have 6 come-from-behind victories on the year. It's a 1-1. High and outside for ball 2. It's a 2-1 count.
You brought up those come-from-behind victories. The largest come-from-behind win was against the Waves, 5-0 in that first meeting.
Started with some small ball to get their first 2 runs on the board, as that one is sent way foul over toward Aiden's car in the parking lot.
I hope not.
No, we are very well aware of how far away to park now, but nonetheless, that ball was very foul and very far. It is a 2-2 count now. That one down low for ball 3. A good take right there from Slater Nunez, but for Bowler, just continuing smooth sailing for the Waves. He's in his 5th inning of work.
He's been able to shut down the Riptide bats, that's for sure. In Orange County, when they've had base runners on, they haven't been able to capitalize. That's been the big issue.
The middle innings has been their strength, however. That full count down low for ball 4. It's a close one. Virgil de Dios behind the dish. Thought that was strike 3, but nonetheless, the Riptide will take the walk.
There you go. Good start to the inning. Second walk of the night from Bowler. You got a leadoff man on, and here's Reed Montgomery.
Reed Montgomery struck out looking back in the third. One of 4 Riptide batters to strike out here tonight, but boy, he has been swinging a hot stick of late. Just facing a very tough lefty arm.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup, left on left, but Reed's shown throughout the summer how excellent of a hitter he is.
And they try to throw over toward first, but back in plenty of time is Slater Nunez.
Nunez looks like he's going to head to second on the balk.
As it indeed was right there. Eric Coleman now over at third base calling out the signs for him now that he is in scoring position. Look for the Riptide. They had that bases loaded opportunity in the third that they kind of let squander. Now with the leadoff runner on. Big swing and a miss from Montgomery. We've seen that now twice from him on the first pitch. Was really swinging for the fences.
Yeah, super aggressive batter at the plate in Reed Montgomery. Strikeouts have been kind of an issue for him, but when he makes contact, Colin, he hits it hard and he hits it deep.
At 210 pounds of pure muscle on the left-hand side of the box. The 0-1 high and away for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. Obviously had the 2-for-4 performance with an RBI double in the 6th, which made it a 4-1 game. That was on Sunday against the Philippines. Still looking for his first hit here in this one. 1-1 now. Big looping curve right there. Had him way out in front of that one.
It's a beautiful pitch from Bowler. And Montgomery swinging and missing, and Bowler struck out 4 so far tonight.
Bowler now in his second school at Hilo Vulcans. Was previously at Palomar College. The 1-2 now. Outside for ball 2, but he has been saying aloha to a lot of these Riptide hitters.
Yeah, he's looked good. He's been mowing them down. It was a good start for him. Worked with that bases loaded jam in the third. Was able to get out of it. It's kept the Waves in this game, and the Bats were able to score 2 runs in the last inning.
2-2 on the outer half. Ball 3, a very close take right there, but nonetheless, we've run full.
50-50 ball there. Dion Fenderson, the home plate umpire, says it's a ball, and the count is full.
Easily the longest outing this season for Bowler, at least in the CCL. Went 3 strong innings against the Foresters on the 27th. Just 1 earned run allowed to the best offense in the CCL. That 3-2 is cued on the inner half, but foul down the left field line.
You brought this up earlier in the broadcast, but the pitching for the Waves has really helped them on this stretch as of late. You beat the Foresters, you beat the Barons. Those are 2 really good ball clubs that can swing the bat. So good pitching has been a good thing to see for San Diego.
And even in that 8-6 victory, the Foresters chipped away at it a little bit. They cut their lead in half before they were able to hold on to that victory, but they were up by as many as 8-4 in the middle innings of that game before they held on to win 8-6. That was spearheaded by the effort from Bowler, who started in that one and now looking to continue what has been a terrific outing, but Reed Montgomery stands as the potential tying run at the dish in a full count. Something's got to give. A big looping breaking ball has him way out in front of that one. Great deception right there, and that is punch out number 5 for Bowler in inning number 5.
Well, the breaking ball has worked well for Brandon Bowler tonight. He goes back to it, and he gets Montgomery swinging. Reed is now 0 for 2 on the day, both of them strikeouts.
Other than the 3 hits, has 2 walks. One of those to the man at the dish right now, Trajan Rogowski, who walked back in the 3rd inning. And going over toward third is Nunez. The throw down gets into left field. Nunez can walk home. Well, that is how the Riptide get their first run of the ball game. Not how they drew it up, but they will take it nonetheless.
It's the speed of Slater Nunez as well. Taking off from second, heading to third, forces the bad throw, and an easy run comes across for the Riptide. You take them any way you can.
Well, for the Riptide, it is going to be credited for a stolen base over at Slater Nunez, his 4th of the season, but it will be a throwing error on Bowler on the pickoff. That's how they will credit that one. Nonetheless, the Riptide have cut the deficit in half. It is now a 2-1 ball game. Base is clear with 1 out, and the first one to Rogowski now after a little bit of theatrics on the outer half for strike number 1. And gets under that one, and that one is destined for the parking lot. He is now down 0-2.
It's been a good job of Bowler, the pitcher, to get ahead of these Riptide batters, force them into the 0-2 count. And now he can find his put-away pitch.
The 0-2 now to Nunez. Excuse me, to Rogowski on the outer half. Nunez was the one who scored the run. They check over down at first to Chris Maher. Says he checked his swing right there. It's a 1-2 count. Well, we talked about that first come-from-behind victory of the season for the Riptide. Or rather, it was the second, of course. The Bombers, they came back down 2-0. That 1-2 high and outside for ball 2. It's a 2-2 count. It's a game in which they were down 5-0 by the 5th inning. They slowly chipped away at it before they got the big swing from Jarrett Sable to make it a 6-5 game. That was a big 3-run shot. That one is pulled down the left field line, but foul. And it was the Riptide, their first 2 runs, one of them actually came off of a wild pitch. There was a couple failed pickoff attempts as well that put them in scoring position. That was how they were really able to get their first 2 runs. And then in that 3rd run, obviously came off of a Justin Tiller base knock, and then Jarrett Sable had the big first homer of the season for the Riptide. Obviously leads the Riptide with 2 now. It's a 2-2 count now to Trajan Rogowski. Bowler's 2-2 is pulled over toward third, skips under and over the top of Valdivia's glove. He's hustling and going for second. He has a stand-up double. And just like that, the Riptide have the tying run 180 feet away.
Hard hit ground ball to third. Flies by Valdivia. The speed of Trajan Rogowski to go from first to second. It's a double and exactly what Orange County's looking for, down 2-1.
And they actually ruled that one an error over at third base for Valdivia. The only issue is that it did not hit his glove, so we'll have to get confirmation on that one. So it's credited with reaching on an error and then advancing to second on it as well. It's now Folds, who is up for the 3rd time now. Flew out towards right field in the 1st and then popped up to short back in the 3rd. First one was a little low for ball 1. A 1-0 count. Going over toward third. The throw down is not in time. The ball popped out of the glove right there. The long anticipated ruling right there. And for Trajan Rogowski, make that stolen base number 10, the official team leader now for the Orange County Riptide.
Alex Dolan was the former leader in that category. You mentioned 10 steals for Trajan Rogowski. So much speed on the base paths and an excellent showcase there.
A 1-0 big swing and a miss and 1-1 count. Obviously, with Folds, that pop-up that he had back in the third inning was with the bases loaded and 1 out. There's an out at any base. There's no force right now. Just needs to get the tying run over, the 1-1 on the outer half. A good take, ball 2.
Yeah, Folds is looking for his first hit of the summer, obviously in his first game with Orange County tonight. Multiple different ways you can get this run across for Folds.
It's a 2-1 count. Rolls that one over toward third, and that picked and goes under the glove once again of Valdivia. The Riptide tie this one up. Thanks to another error over in the hot corner from Valdivia. They'll take it how they can get it. And the Riptide once again rally and tie this one up 2-2.
Credit Brock Folds. He puts the ball in play. It's just another tough one for Valdivia, unable to come up with it. And the Riptide, just like that, have tied this ball game up.
Just like that, Jarrett Sable, 0 for 2 in this one. Flew out to center in the first, hit a hard line out over towards Anderson back in the third inning. That ended the bases loaded threat, and was one of those ones that was incredibly tough because Anderson was shifted back into shallow right field. Coach Evans comes out to talk things over with third base umpire Chris Curio right there. For the Riptide, just seamlessly find their way back into games, never count them out. See, it was just a 2-0 deficit, but for an offense that looked lifeless through the first half, they have awoken here. That one on the outer half, it's a 1-0 count to Jarrett Sable.
It was like that on Sunday as well. The Philippines went in front 1-0 early. It was a slow start for the Riptides, but you talk about those middle innings. That's when the Riptide wake up, and they've done so here.
Big looping breaking pitch right there. In over the half, had Sable buckled a little bit, a 1-1 count. And boy, the Riptide are going to have to find a way to hit that or at least time up that breaking pitch from Bowler. Folds leading off over at first. Big hack and a miss right there from Jarrett Sable. Folds at Mount Sac was 9 for 11 on stolen base attempts. Leads off over at first. That one hit off the end of the bat. Fielded 1-6. Not going to get the 3. An unconventional double play nonetheless. The Riptide were just able to beat it out.
It's a heads-up play by the pitcher, Bowler, to go to second for one and give the Waves a chance to turn 2. Nice speed from Sable, beats out the throw. And there's 2 outs.
Jarrett Sable, a perfect 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts this season. Don't let his 220-pound frame fool you. Now Reyes steps up, who struck out. Both times in this one, swinging in the second and looking in the fourth. Looking to change his fortunes here. Looks at that first one on the outer half for ball 1. (1-0) now. Gets underneath that one and lines it straight back into the netting. Alonzo Reyes, he spent his last 2 seasons at UC Irvine. Hit .317 with 22 RBIs in his first season. This past year hit .270 with 4 bombs and 34 RBIs. Also worked 32 walks. Fits right in with the Riptide lineup that works counts and gets on base at will. They tried a back pick over at first. Throw was a little wide, but Sable was back in plenty of time. Previously was at Cerritos College in 2024. Hit .284 with 41 RBIs. He was with the Dirtbags, of course, in 2023, so technically this is his 3rd school, but did not play with them. 1-1 count now. Sable going a hit-and-run design, but fouled that one straight back into the net. We'll redo at 1-2. You
got Alonzo Reyes. That's a big addition because, you know, depth was thin at first base for the Riptide. So he gets to start over at first today, and if he can get the bat going for the Riptide this summer, that's huge.
Not your most typical favorite activities, but enjoys cartwheels and photography, as well as drinking energy drinks. That is a very fun combo right there. That 1 and 2 skip down on the dirt, ball 2. I can agree with the energy drinks for sure. It's a bad habit of mine, but the cartwheeling, not so much. I'm not trying to get down on the ground like that.
I agree. I'm a big energy drink guy. I've been trying to get to coffee. I don't know if that's much better, but got to get the caffeine anyway.
A swing and a miss on a hit and run design on the second consecutive pitch. Bowler gives up 2 runs in this one. Couple of errors help the Riptide tie this one up. They'll tie it head 2-2 now into the top of the 6th. This half inning is brought to you by Sign Design. Well, a absolutely wild and theatrical 5th inning that featured 4 runs on just 3 hits, a combined 3 errors, and a combined 2 runners left on base. We are tied 2-2, a nearly identical 5th for both teams. Zach Dendecker, the 3rd arm now, back out here in the top of the 6th inning. The first one of his evening is in there for a strike to Sam Tucci, who struck out looking back in the 4th, also popped up to short in the 2nd, 0 for 2 here. 6, 7, 8 due up here. 0-1, not going to get the call right there. For Dendecker, this is his 5th appearance on the season, has a 3.86 ERA. Command has been a bit of an issue, though. 10 walks, just 3 Ks. Last pitched on the 23rd against this very Waves team. At 1-1, close, but not going to get the call from Dion Henderson behind the dish. And in that outing against the Waves, he pitched a very nice 5th inning. Didn't allow any runs, but did have 3 walks, so he had to work out of a self-induced jam. But no harm was done in the end. It's a 2-1 count. Fastball misses high for ball 3. Three and 1 now on the way, and talk about the command issues. That's his 11th walk now in the season. The 3rd walk given up here by the Riptide pitching staff here tonight.
You mentioned the issues of walking a lot of batters. That's now 11 walks to 3 strikeouts for Dendecker. Looking to find some more command for the Riptide. In a tight ball game like this, 2-2, that could be the big difference maker as you got a hot bat of Caden Anderson up.
Anderson 2 for 2 in this one. Pair of base hits. That one is skipped in there. He, of course, had the base hit in the 4th inning. It extended it before Nielsen on deck flew out to center to end it. That one was down low for ball 1. It's a 1-0 count. And that one way wide and outside for Dendecker. Of course, was at LMU This past season had 3 starts, sported a 4.6 ERA and 45 innings of work. Previously went to Orange Coast College, El Toro High School native as well. The 2-0 way inside for ball 3, and he's thrown 7 pitches and 6 have gone for balls. Or excuse me, 8 and 7 have gone for balls. That one over the heart of the plate, taking all the way, was Anderson. It's now a 3-1 count, still in a very friendly hitter's count nonetheless. Three and one. Fouls that one straight back. It's a full count. Anderson, obviously been a terrific season for him thus far. Out of Glenwood High School, where he won the KMA Land Offensive Player of the Year as a senior in 2024. Full count. And that is outside a close offering, but because of the command issues, not going to get the call right there. That is now walk number 4 and back-to-back walks for the Orange County Riptide and Zach Dendecker.
Not the start to his outing that Zach Dendecker wanted. Like this move here, a quick mound visit for Brian Evans to see if he can calm down his pitcher.
Well, for the Riptide, they still have 3 available arms right now, all right-handers.
Looks like Dylan Orr is getting warm for the Riptide, the righty. You talk about the walks, though, for Dendecker. They've come in bunches. Obviously, last week against the Waves, he walked 3. Against the Saints, he walked 5 batters. That's an area of his game that he's working and a number that he's trying to limit, the walks.
That now brings up Andreas Nielsen. Talked about the walks, mentioned a 12-3 walk to K ratio now. For Nielsen, he did strike out swinging in the 2nd, flew out to center in the 4th to end their threat and leave a couple runners on. They, of course, were able to spot 2 in the 5th and have a chance to retake the lead. That one down low and a little bit outside for ball 1. Now 12 pitches he's thrown and 10 have gone for balls. The 1-0 is in there for a strike. Well, for Dendecker, we know the velocity is there. Just a matter of trying to control it and make competitive pitching nonetheless. It's a 1-1 count now. That one skips down low, nearly clips him, but Romero is able to keep that one in front of him. It's a 2-1 count.
Right now for these Waves batters, you want to force Dendecker to throw you a strike. If he's going to consistently miss the zone, you're going to gladly take that.
So far in this one has not been favorable to really either team, especially with runners in scoring position. 2-1. Close, but not going to get the call. A little high. It's a 3-1 count. And even on some of these close pitches, Dion Henderson from behind the dish has not been giving him the call.
We've seen some close pitches, but that's the way he's called it all night. So good to see the home plate umpire being consistent with his strike zone.
Dendecker going to have to fire in a strike right here. Does just that over the heart of the plate. Well, we've seen, even though the lack of control, when he has thrown him over the plate, he's kind of just had him fooled a little bit. They have not even really tempted to try to swing at him. Part of it is for lack of understanding that he has been struggling in the zone, but the other half is just the velocity that he brings too. See if he goes back to it here on a full count. That one is lined in towards center. Rogowski hustling quickly. And a nice dive. Did he hold on? He did. A spectacular play in center field from Trajan Rogowski. The all-star showing off the diamond defense.
Unbelievable play by Trajan Rogowski. His defense has been solid all summer long. A sliding grab. You saw in the 5th inning, he had a play where he kind of lost the ball. He makes up for it here. An unbelievable catch for out number 1.
Now brings up John Yucatil. That first one close, but not going to get it on the inner half. It's ball 1. Grounded out over towards second in the 3rd inning, and then flew out to center in the 5th. Yucatil now in his 7th CCL game this summer, was hitting just under 300. The 1-0. Hits that one out towards left field. It's scaling near the line, and that ball is just foul. Riptide do catch a big break right there. Montgomery had no shot. He was slanted over towards his left and over closer towards center field. Not expecting him to get under that one. Might have to readjust the outfield alignment after that.
I tell you what, that ball was maybe 1 or 2 feet from dropping fair. Fortunately for the Riptide, it's foul, but that would have been extra bases and runs across for sure for the Waves.
1-1 now. Big swing and a miss right there. It's a 1-2 count. For John Yucatil, he was a member of the Trombley Tribe Baseball Club, which was founded by Steve Trombley. He has over 25 years of one-on-one coaching experience. Worked with the likes of Bryce Harper, Freddie Freeman, and even Garrett Cole. The 1-2. Did he hold on to it? And he did. A nice job from Sean Romero behind the dish to get this big second out here in the first K of the evening for Zach Dendecker.
It's a good bounce back for Dendecker after those back-to-back walks to start this inning. Rogowski makes a nice play in center. There's the strikeout to Yucatil, and you're 1 out away from getting out of this inning.
That one to Arusevic on the outer half for ball 1. Arusevic struck out in the 3rd inning, grounded out in the 1st, but back in the 5th had a base hit, later came around to score. That was the first run of the ball game. The 1-0. That one on the outer half for ball 2. Interesting for Arusevic. Look back at his long journey for the guy from Maine South. His parents were born in Bosnia and actually fled Bosnia during the war in the 1990s. And baseball was not a familiar game at all to his family due to the region he was from. That 2-0 is pulled just foul down the right field line. But it all started with a childhood gift. His grandfather gave him a toy bat to play with when he was a young child. From that point on, the game just took away, and he has taught that sport to his family, and they have now become avid fans themselves.
That's an amazing story. Good for the Arusevic family, and props to Kareem here.
Kareem has been making his family proud throughout his collegiate and even high school career, of course. They try to back pick over at first. Obviously at San Diego Mesa this past season, appeared in 33 games. Previously at UC San Diego for 2 seasons. That one is lined over toward Connor Barth at second. Winds and fires over towards first and gets a big out number 3. Well, Zach Dendecker allowed back-to-back walks to start the 6th, but got the next 3 out in order. It is still a 2-2 game. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. This half inning is brought to you by the Russell Legal Group. Well, the Riptide evade danger in the top of the sixth. Zach Dendecker came in and was all over the place, walking the first two, but then dialed it back, getting the next three in order with a K mixed in there. It's a new pitcher on the mound to face 5, 6, and 7. Connor Barth leading it off. It is number 1, Casey Regala, who's making his second CCL outing this season. He pitched the 7th inning against the Riptide last Tuesday, had a 1-2-3 inning with a pair of Ks. Quickly gets ahead 0-1. That fastball in the outer half, it's a 1-1 count. The senior right-handed pitcher from Chula Vista and was spent this last season at Ottawa University out in Arizona. Had 1 start and 11 appearances total. That 1-1 is hit off the end of the bat weakly and just behind the dish for a foul ball.
It's his 5th appearance in total on the summer with the Waves, 9 ERA and 9 innings pitched.
This, of course, his 2nd summer with the Waves, was here last summer as well. Barth behind 1-2. Hits that one weakly again, but trickles foul. For Connor Barth, he grounded out towards second, back in the second, and then flew out to enter field in the 4th. The Riptide are 4-0 this season, though, when he is batting 5th in the order. It's a 1-2 count now. Fastball is high and in. It's a even 2-2 count now.
Lots of props to the starter, Brandon Bowler. Really good night for him. 2 runs for the Riptide. None of them were earned, though.
2-2. That one is hit in towards right field. Arusovic is able to get it for out number 1. A nice play out there from Arusovic.
Sun officially is down here at the ballpark, so the lights are on, and Arusovic drifting towards his right, able to make the catch.
Zach Woodson now coming up, trying to get something going here for the Riptide and help them take the lead for the first time tonight. He is 1 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, but lined a base hit in the 4th. Regala has his sign. Throws to De Dios, and that one misses for ball 1. And for Zach Woodson, you talk about the last time he played the Waves, he had a 3-hit game in that one on the 23rd. That was a season high for him, and that helped him get above the Mendoza line, which he has held since then. He really kind of got into his groove after that. A big swing and a miss. Enters this one batting .244. Against the Philippines on Sunday, was 1 for 4 with a run. Had 2 RBIs, and one of them being an RBI triple in the 4th, which brought in Sean Romero, and that gave them the 2-1 lead. They, of course, later had a sac fly in the 6th. They 1-2 count now.
It was also a really good weekend for him. A triple against the Oaks on Saturday, a triple against the Philippines. It really felt like that last game against the Waves helped spark something with him, and he's looking to carry it moving forward.
1-2 misses outside, and you know, the big thing for him is that he was kind of just really aggressively swinging early on in the season. He struck out 11 times across his first 7 games. He's now at just 14 in now his 16th game. Or rather, now he's at 15. He swings and misses at that one right there. Unfortunate announcer's jinx from myself right there, but nonetheless, Regala making quick work of the Riptide, quickly 2 away.
It's a good point you're bringing up, though. Obviously, he strikes out there, but he's done a much better job at limiting the Ks. Recently, Zach Woodson has good approaches, finds a way to get on with the walk or the hit by pitch any way he can. So it's been a good adjustment for him midway through the summer.
Now brings up Sean Romero. Now, slider low and outside in the dirt for ball 1. Had a base hit in the 3rd inning. Was able to move up to second on Slater Nunez's base hit that followed in Rogowski's walk, but was stranded over at 3rd. That was, of course, the Riptide's golden opportunity. The 1-0 on the outer half. It's a 1-1 count now. Romero 1 for 4 with a base hit on Sunday against the Philippines. He's up to 276 entering tonight. Big swing and a miss right there. Regala has that slider working on the outer half. You see the 2-plane action it has, and it's just completely fooling the right-handed bats of the Riptide. Now just one strike away from a 1-2-3 sixth inning. That one down low. It's a 2-2 count now. Two now. That one is pulled hard in toward left field. That ball is carrying well, trying to run it down. A nice play out in left field from Sam Tucci. Well, you want to circle that one if you're the San Diego Waves. A 1-2-3 inning nonetheless. Regala reaches into his bag of tricks, and we'll head to the latter third. Still knotted 2-2. The California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer is coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. Following the game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit calsummerball.com. Well, it's been an exciting summer ball action here tonight at the OC Great Park. It is a 2-2 game. We head to the final third of this one. Dylan Orr now tasked with trying to keep this game knotted. The final line for Zach Den Decker, who pitched the sixth inning, went one inning, no hits, no runs, did allow the 2 walks, but did mix in a K. He is tasked with facing the heart of the order in Wick, Kim, and Vergel de Dios. 2-3-4 due up. For Wick, been a tough one to put out. Obviously, they got him to pop up towards first, back in the first, but then had a base hit in the third. Another hit back in the fifth inning, and later come around to score the second run of that game in what was a wild defensive showing for the Riptide. That one missed high and in for ball number 1. Dylan Orr drops that fastball down low. It is a 2-0 count. Well, for Dylan Orr, a lot to be excited about. One of the 4 Riptide players selected for the CCL All-Star Game that you all just heard about, and absolutely deserving of it. This is his 7th appearance of the season. Has pitched 11 clean innings. Has not allowed an earned run this season. That 2-0 is chopped over towards short. Winds and fires a throw off the line, but good job right there. Folds, not a great throw, but Alonzo Reyes was able to place the tag on Wick for the first out in the 7th.
You're exactly right. Throw was off the mark from Folds to shortstop, but Reyes was able to make the tag to retire Wick. You mentioned Dylan Orr's good summer. Most impressive part is the strikeouts. One of the team leaders in Ks for the Riptide this summer, 15 of them coming into tonight.
Is tied with Sammy Kova for the team lead with 15. A big swing and a miss from Theo Kim. Kim was ready to clobber that one. The lone switch hitter in the lineup for either team tonight. Kim reached on an error in the 5th, and then advanced to second on a wild pitch. Was credited with an RBI, though. Struck out the other 2 times in this one, looking in the first, swinging in the third. It's a 1-1 count now to Theo Kim. Of course, spent last summer, you mentioned, in the West Coast League with the Apple Sox. One of the many fun names that you get to say. The 1-1 did go around on that one. Says home plate umpire Dion Henderson, no need to check down over towards first.
It's a big swing from Theo Kim. Had him on his knees.
Dylan Orr continues to work ahead in the count. One-two now on the way. And that one hits Kim on the lower half. A costly miscue right there for the Riptide. Theo Kim is aboard here for the second time.
That's going to be disappointing for Dylan Orr. It was a good count, and you hit the batter, Theo Kim. You're all right here if you're Orr. Just shake it off and focus on the next batter.
Now Virgil de Dios is up for the 4th time here in this one. Had a pair of walks in the 2nd and the 4th inning. Made it all the way to third base both times, but did not come in to score. Had a sac fly in the 5th nonetheless. Check that is going to be a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter is number 11, Owen Baxter. The sophomore catcher, one of the guys out of Iowa Western, like a lot of guys on this team are, a Lincoln, Nebraska native. In his 7th CCL game with the Waves this summer. He's had 3 RBIs across his last 2 CCL games. Would love to make that a 4th right now. That 0-1 is down and in for a 1-1 count. He went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs on the 28th at the Barons. Had an RBI single in the 6th when what was an already blowout game. It made it 10-2. Also had an RBI ground out in the 6th to cap off the scoring at 16-2. A 1-1 count now. That one high and outside for ball 2. Also had an RBI and a pair of walks at Santa Barbara on the 26th. Had a bases loaded walk in the 8th. It made it 6-4. That was before Tyler Wick came up and really opened it up with a 2-run single to make it 8-4 in the following hitter. Tyler Wick, of course, led off this inning with a ground out. 2-1 now on the outer half. Way wide. It's a 3-1 count. Now for Orr, he's going to have to find his footing here, regather himself. Has just 5 walks on the season. Has K'd up 3 times as many batters as he's walked. 3-1 is hit way up in towards shallow left center field. Rogowski camped under it, and he puts it away for out number 2. Rogowski not having any issues with that one. We saw back in the 5th. It's a tough go at it out there and was what ultimately allowed the Waves to get their 2nd run of the game, or rather set themselves up for the 2nd run. But we've talked about the lights here. It is very difficult, and especially on ones like that are hit a mile high into the air. But nonetheless, it's out number 2.
Hit all the way up in the air. You're exactly right. We've seen Rogowski. He made a sliding grab in the 6th and now does a nice job on that pop-up. So nice adjustment from Trajan in center.
That one in there for a strike to Valdivia, who was 0 for 3 in this one. Flew out to center in the 2nd, popped up to short in the 4th, and struck out swinging in the 5th.
You know, Dylan Orr is going to be playing in the All-Star game, so most likely this is his last appearance with the Riptide, so want to finish strong.
Trying to finish off without allowing an earned run. Needs one more strike to do it. So he had Valdivia way out in front of that one. We know he's been working on that cutter too. Add that to his impressive arsenal. Already was working on a fastball, slider, curveball. Now that slider has over 2,600 RPM on it. And the 0-2 in there for strike number 3. Dylan Orr, in his last potential inning with the Riptide this summer, spots another 0. Adds another K to the ledger. The Riptide still evened up in this one, 2-2. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Casey Regala back out for his second inning of work for the Riptide. The bottom of the order going to look to try to turn it over and ignite another rally. 8-9-1 Slater Nunez. Lines that one deep in toward right field. Arusovic going back just about 10 feet in front of the warning track, squeezes and puts that one away. Out number 1. Now Reed Montgomery, who has gone down looking twice in this one in the in the third and fifth inning. Look to change that around here in the bottom of the 7th.
Certainly feels like Reed Montgomery is due. 2 strikeouts tonight, obviously a frustrating day. One big hit, though, could really turn it around.
For Reed Montgomery, definitely frustrating that he was not a all-star selection. Definitely had the numbers to do it. Looks at that one a little outside for a 1-0 count. It's his 14th game with the Riptide. Came into this one hitting .409 with 12 RBIs. That one dropped down low. It's a 2-0 count.
It is definitely frustrating because Reed, if you look at the stats, and he jumps off the page as a CCL All-Star, so for him to not be selected, that's not a good feeling.
The 2-0 dropped down low for ball 3. It is a 3-0 count, though. Reed Montgomery in his 12th game this season, batting at the 9-hole spot. Really been the bread and butter spot for Coach Brian Evans. That 3-0 way wide and outside, ball 4. And it's a 1-out base runner. And Aiden, there's been a lot of good action here in the CCL. Why don't you take us around the rest of the games going on today?
Yeah, we'll start with the Philippines at Conejo. The Oaks come out on top, 6-2 in Ventura. Up in the north, Menlo Park takes down Alameda 8-6 in Palo Alto. The Academy Barons in front 20-4 against the San Diego Bombers. That's in the top of the 9th. This game right here, obviously the Riptide and Waves tied at 2. Up in Santa Barbara, it's 21-2. The Foresters lead against the Saints.
Back pick over at first. Montgomery back in plenty of time. And, well, the Riptide should be fortunate enough that they are in a close game as a couple football scores going on. The Foresters definitely taking out the frustration that they had losing to this Waves team not too long ago. It was just their 3rd loss of the season, of course. Trajan Rogowski squared to bunt around, was able to pull himself back in time for ball 2. A little bit of a scary up and in pitch right there, but he is ahead in the count 2-0.
Just to quickly wrap up, it's the Blues in front of the Seagulls 2-0. That's in the top of the 9th. And the Sonoma Stompers trail Walnut Creek 10-2, also in the top of the 9th. So yeah, you're exactly right. Some blowouts and some really good games. This one would qualify as a really good one.
Well, for the Oaks, they have now won 3 straight. They're up to 11-7. .2-0 count now to Rogowski. That one over the heart of the plate. It is a 2-1 count.
We talk about that Oaks win against the Philippines. The Philippines are now 0-13 on the season. They're going to be coming into Great Park tomorrow to face the Riptide, looking for their first win of the year.
The 2-1 now on the way. That one skipped in there for ball 3. Montgomery tries to run down to second. The throw is high and not in time. The Riptide have the go-ahead run in scoring position. We don't see Reed Montgomery break off for second a lot, but we know the speed is there.
Speed is there for sure. Baxter actually had a good chance of making that throw. It was just high, and once it was high, there was no chance you were going to nab Montgomery out at second.
Credit now his 2nd stolen base in 3 attempts on the season. Rogowski in the driver's seat, 3-1. That one, definitely one he's going to want back over the heart of the plate once more. It's full count now, 3-2. Well, you've been waiting for one of these teams to really break through. You could point to a few different opportunities. Obviously, in the 5th inning, the Waves took advantage of some costly miscues, but they've also left quite a few runners on. That one is pulled through the left side. That's going to be a base hit. Montgomery was given the go-ahead, but will stop at third wisely as a decent relay out in left from Tucci, a little up the line, but would have been in there in plenty of time to get Montgomery.
Initial send from third base coach Eric Coleman, but a wise decision to hold up Montgomery there. Throw was most likely going to be made. It was well played by Tucci in left. So a good decision by the Riptide, and they're in business. Runners on the corners with one out, and up comes Brock Folds. We've seen time and time again tonight, Folds come up with runners in scoring position.
Not a lot of opportunities in scoring position for the Riptide, and that one is popped straight up in on the infield. Wick calls for it, puts it away for a big out number 2. And for Folds, the third time he's had it in a crucial situation, is not able to get it done.
Bases loaded in the third. Folds was up, he popped it up to short, and just unable to capitalize right here in the 7th.
He was credited, of course, though, with a hit in the 5th inning. Was initially ruled an error, but luckily that one will go. So he is 1 for 4 on the night. Jarrett Sable, who is 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Rogowski goes down towards second. Not going to be a throw as that one skipped right in front of De Dios right there. Or rather, Baxter behind the dish.
Just so much speed for Rogowski. 32 steals at Folsom Lake this past year. That's now his 2nd steal of the night. And both runners in scoring position for the Riptide.
The 1-0 now. That one down low for ball 2. It's definitely the guy you want up in this situation. The only Riptide hitter with multiple home run, and a case in point right there, they do elect to just intentionally walk him, allow the new addition in Alonso Reyes to showcase any kind of clutch hitting. He is 0 for 3, has struck out in all 3 plate appearances, and is tasked with a very important role now at the bases full and 2 outs.
No surprise there. Really good hitter in Sable is up with 2 runners in scoring position. You intentionally walk him, and now you try to test your odds against a batter that's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts on the night.
And that one in there for a strike. Last time he was up, he struck out swinging in the 5th. Struck out swinging in the 2nd and was caught looking in the 4th. That, of course, was all against Bowler, the lefty, now against a more favorable matchup with a right-handed pitcher in Regala. That one skipped in the dirt. It is a 1-1 count. Get the sense that the Riptide are going to have to get something going in some capacity. 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position in this one, as that one is sent deep in toward right field. Arusevic carrying and nearly running into Yucatil out there in center. But the 2, fortunately enough, were not able to collide. Arusevic puts away a big out number 3. And that ends the 7th inning here. It is still knotted 2-2. The Riptide leave the bases loaded for the 2nd time here tonight, and we will head to the top of the 8th. between 17 runners left on base and 3 errors amongst these two squads. We are still knotted at 2-2 heading into the top of the 8th here at the Orange County Great Park. It is Sam Tucci leading it off here in the 8th inning. 6, 7, and 8 now for the Waves. Dylan Orr back out for his 2nd inning of work. That backdoor slider just on the outer half for ball 1. Tucci walked back in the 6th. That was against Den Decker, who Anderson on deck followed with another walk. It's a 1-1 count now. They, of course, were both left stranded. They were 2 of the 17 combined runners left on base between both of these teams. It's a 1-1 count now. That one a little bit outside, close, but not going to get the call right there. Deion Henderson keeping that tight zone that he's had consistent across both of these teams. It's a 2-1 count. That 2-1 is in there for a strike. It is a 2-2 count now. Sam Tucci, the Santa Ana native, spent his last season just down the road at Irvine Valley College. Had 20 RBIs there this past season. 2-2 count. Fans and misses right there. Make that 2 Ks now for Dylan Orr.
Officially the team leader in strikeouts, Dylan Orr. Now you got a pinch hitter coming up. It's Colby Hatcher.
For Colby Hatcher, the senior outfielder out of Omaha, Nebraska. In his junior campaign at Houston Christian, played in just 6 games and had 1 start, did collect an RBI. It's now his 7th game in CCL play. Hitting just 188 with a run scored, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Looks at that one for a strike on the outer half.
Interesting move here because Caden Anderson was 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles and a walk, and here's Colby Hatcher coming in for him.
A little check down over toward first. He did not go around, says Chris Maher. It is a 1-1 count. Hatcher played also at Iowa Western College. He led them to a JUCO World Series as a freshman before he transferred over. 1-1 now. Big swing and a miss on a slider in the other batter's box. It's a 1-2 count. That's that deception that he has on that slider. We know he's been working on that cutter as well. We'll see if he goes to it. It's a 1-2 count. Leg kick fires, and that one is fouled way back. He sees another pitch.
You mentioned slider has worked well for Dylan Orr. See if he goes back to it here with a 1-2 count.
The 1-2 count now. That one is also fouled back to the same spot. So that lucky fan could potentially get themselves 2 pieces of candy if they're able to track that one down too. Real question is, what piece do you grab in return? I know my selection. I will go straight for the peanut M&Ms.
Oh, that's not a bad one.
The 1-2 count now. That one is lined hard over towards short. Folds, winds, fires in time over towards first. Quickly 2 are away here in the 8th. Now brings up Nielsen, who is 0 for 3 with a pair of flyouts to center field. Struck out in the 2nd as well.
It's Brock Fold's first game with the Riptide this summer, but he's looked pretty good there at short for Orange County tonight. He's made some nice plays. So it's just some added depth in the infield for the Riptide. That's always a positive.
Another positive on the mound, and Dylan Orr, who's just 1 out away from 2 more shutout innings. Can he potentially finish off his Riptide season with 13 clean innings? That first one on the inner half, a 1-0 count. Has 2 Ks here tonight through his 5 outs. Only blemish, a hit by pitch to Theo Kim in the 7th. 1-0. Swings and fouls it straight back. It's a 1-1 count. And the strikeout leader dial up another. He's 1 strike away now. It's a 1-2 count. Dylan Orr always getting ahead in the count. Not afraid to challenge hitters. Needs 1 more right here. Wines fires on the 1-2. That one is fouled over the Riptide dugout and just beyond the party patio. The Rome Beer Company party patio nonetheless.
Somebody's got to track that down for some candy, right? I was down there pregame. I saw the selection of candy. The Starburst would be my go-to.
That is also a very good selection. The 1-2. Big swing and a miss right there. The K leader for the Riptide K's up another batter. 13 spotless innings here in his 2026 campaign. The Riptide. Dylan Orr keeps us a 2-2 game. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Five, 6, and 7 due up here in the bottom of the 8th. Connor Barth look to get himself aboard. That one in there for strike 1. Regala out for his 3rd inning of work. For the Waves, their rotation, a big reason why they have won their last 2 games in the CCL play. 0-1. Missed on the inner half. It is a 1-1 count. 1-1. That one is lined in towards right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Just like that, the go-ahead run is aboard to lead off the bottom of the 8th.
There you go, Connor Barth. Nicely done. 2nd hit of the night. And the Riptide have a chance to take their first lead of the game.
Can the Riptide come back for the 7th time this season and the 2nd time against the Waves? They have Connor Barth leading off over at first base. Zach Woodson 1 for 3 with a pair of Ks, had a base hit in the 4th inning. Connor Barth hasn't tried to swipe second too often, but is 3 for 4 this year when he does. Squares around a bunt, pulls it back, and that is a called strike on the outer half, or rather the inner half. It's a 0-1 count.
Like the idea there from Zach Woodson, advance the base runner.
Barth, a standard leadoff at first. They try to back pick. He is in there and plenty of time. for the Riptide cannot let another golden opportunity slip away from them. The 0-1 squares around a bunt again. That one is in the dirt for ball one. It's a 1-1 count now. Connor Barth back over at first. It's a Waves team that, of course, plays a lot of their games in the Western Baseball Association. It's an NBC Premier League. They are 8-time champs of the WBA, most recently in 2022. The 0-1, that one is lined straight back into the screen, and 0-2 count. Had a lot of players that are obviously well known in the MLB that started there as well. You have Adrian Gonzalez, who played with the Mayos. It's a former WBA team. Alex Dickerson played for the Crush, another former team. Even Corbin Burns played for the Force. A lot of talented teams. But Woodson's 1-2 fouls that one straight back. They've competed in that 6-team league in the WBA, and they've also competed in the 10-team league here in the CCL. Obviously, the CCL, very premier summer league, and bouncing back between the two, been a lot of travel. This one just a couple hours away. He tried a back pick over at first. Barth initially was leaning over towards second, but quick reaction was able to get back, and they're going to keep playing over at that first base side until Barth backs off. One-two now. That one is in there for strike three. Woodson goes down for the third time here tonight. The 8th Riptide to punch out in this one. Rather, the 8th punch out for the Riptide, and they will now turn to Sean Romero to try to keep the rally going.
Just a good pitch from Regala, good placement. Woodson goes down looking.
And nonetheless, it's going to be a pinch hitter for none other than Cooper Klauser. The hottest hitters for the Riptide. This is now his 15th game this season. Enters with a .392 batting average. That one down low, and that kicks away, and that will allow Barth to get up towards second. A huge 90 feet. Wipes away the double play.
Erases the double play like you mentioned, runner in scoring position. Cooper Klauser pinch hitting. He's on a 9-game hit streak. 11 RBIs, really good hitter. This is exactly the guy the Riptide want up when you're looking for a hit.
During that 9-game hitting streak, he's 19 for 35 with 8 RBIs. He rips that one on the ground hard towards second. Anderson does a nice job fielding it in time over toward first. Barth will move up to third. The Riptide will need to bring him in on a hit if they want to take the lead in this one.
It's a productive out for Cooper Klauser. You get a runner 90 feet from home. Slater Nunez has had himself a good night. A hit and a walk. He's also scored a run. See what he can do with 2 outs and a runner on third.
That run, the first of 2 they had in the 5th. That is where we stand now in the bottom of the 8th. He looks at that first one. Out a little low for ball 1. 2 outs, the Waves infield, rather at a deeper depth. You have Anderson playing almost in the grass out towards right center. He 1-0. He's close but not going to get the call. A big one right there as he's now ahead in the driver's seat 2-0. Slater Nunez didn't play for a week till his outing on Sunday the 28th. He lines that one over the head of Anderson, and just like that, the Riptide rally once again. Connor Barth comes in to score the go-ahead run, and Slater slashes one.
Beautiful execution by Slater Nunez. Great piece of hitting. Just bloops it over the head of Anderson. Barth comes in, and the Riptide in front. Nicely done. And that's exactly the hit the Riptide were looking for. It's fired everyone up here at the ballpark.
That takes the pressure off of Reed Montgomery, who Worked a walk back in the 7th and made it all the way to 3rd, but was stranded there. The bases were loaded and felt like that was going to be the same trend again for the Riptide, but Slater Nunez flipped the script on that one. Just their 3rd hit with runners in scoring position tonight. That first one is skipped in the dirt for ball 1. Neither one of these teams hitting all that great with runners on in general. The Riptide now 4 for 15 after that, but for the Waves, a disastrous 3 for 18. They did not have a hit with runners in scoring position either at 0 for 8. That one could potentially be the difference in this one, but the pitching staff did a terrific job in this one. Just couldn't fend them off for as long as they could. That one is lined in toward left field. That is going to be right at the glove of Sam Tucci. Now the Riptide turn into the Rally Tide once again. They snag the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Can they hold on and get their 7th comeback victory here in the 2026 campaign? We head to the top of the 9th. Fasten your seatbelts right now. The Orange County Riptide are 3 outs away from their 7th come-from-behind victory. They'll turn to Dylan Orr once again. Gets Yucatil to swing and miss at that one. The last 5 outings for Dylan Orr has gone exactly 2 innings. This will be his longest one of the year if he could simply record at least 1 out. That one is dropped down low. It's a 1-1 count. Nonetheless, through his 13 innings with the Riptide, 0 runs, 18 strikeouts, and just 5 walks. Absolutely incredible. Climbing the K charts for the Riptide, looking to add a couple more here in the 9th. That one is lined straight back into the fence. He is ahead 1-2. The 1-2 to the 9-hole hitter. It's just outside for ball 2. Not going to get the call right there. Even 2-2 now. Yucatil did strike out back in the 6th, but this is his first time facing Dylan Orr. Only Arusevic and Yucatil, the only 2 starters that have not faced Orr yet. The 2-2 drops that one over the heart of the plate, completely buckled him for his 4th K here tonight.
Riptide are going to miss Dylan Orr when he's no longer with them because he's been stellar all summer long. That's now his 4th strikeout of the night. A beautiful pitch and his longest outing of the summer.
And now brings up the leadoff man in Arusevic. Had a base hit in the 5th, came around to score. Outside of that, grounded out twice, 1 for 3, and that one is hit in toward shallow left field. Nunez in foul territory makes a nice play right there. We are just 1 out away in this one.
Those pop-ups can be tough to make, but Nunez does a nice job backtracking and fights the lights and makes the catch.
Dylan Orr, all-star worthy talent, all-star personality, all-star player. Chops that one over toward third. It's a foul ball. It's an 0-1 count now to Tyler Wick, who stands in the way of victory number 15 for the Orange County Riptide, looking for their 11th victory at home this season. Wick grounded out. The 0-1 now. Almost fooled him right there with the off speed. That was the slider that just missed on the inner half. It's a 1-1 count. The 1-1 on the outer half. It's a 2-1 count. For Orange County, this would be another tone-setting victory to start their week. They did it so last week against this very Waves team. Had a couple heartbreaking losses in between, but were able to gather it with a victory on Sunday. That 2-1 is rolled over toward third. That is just foul. A late call right there from Chris Curio over at the hot corner, but a good call nonetheless to keep this game going. It's a 2-2 count.
Ball just went foul. It is, though, the Waves down to their last strike and out.
And for Dylan Orr, and what could potentially be the final batter he faces with the Riptide this season. 1 out away from 14 clean innings. Looking for strikeout number 20. He blows it by him. Dylan Orr, the out orchestrator, slams the door against the Waves. They record their 7th come-from-behind victory, their 11th victory at home, and improve to 15-7 on the season. You just can't craft victories better like this for the Orange County Riptide there, Aiden.
It wasn't clean. The Riptide found a way, and that's what good baseball teams do. 3-2 ball game. It was close for a majority, and they break through with that go-ahead run in the 8th inning. Riptide gotta love what they've seen.
Well, you gotta love what you're seeing from Dylan Orr. This could potentially be the last batter he faces for the Orange County Riptide. Finishes it off with 14 complete innings for them, no earned runs, and 20 strikeouts. They are definitely going to miss him.
They're going to miss him. He's been one of the most reliable arms all summer for the Riptide. Happy to see him make the All-Star game and wish him best of luck in the future. But the Riptide, what a summer Dylan Orr had.
They are definitely going to miss his presence in that clubhouse if this is indeed his last rodeo here in the 2026 campaign. But for the Riptide, they're looking to continue the smooth sailing. They defeat the Waves for the 3rd time this season, and they improve to 15-7, an inch closer to the top spot in the CCL. They will be right back here tomorrow night against the Philippines. That first pitch will be at 7 p.m. I'm Colin Costigan, who was joined alongside Aiden Pham. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and have a great night.